차라리 어메 출혈보다는 기절이 더 나을 것 같으니까 바로 한번 빠져야 되고. 전 기절 저항은 아니구나. 일로와. 기절만 시켜서 잡아먹어 그냥. 뭐야 이거는. 일로와. 손톱을 한번 긁어버리고. 지금 빠져. 치고. 왜 그걸 때려 못하냐. 이거 분신도 죽일 수 있나? 아야. 흡혈. 한 번 더 피하고. 찔러버리고. 뭘 찌르니? 찔러버리고. 지금이야. 일로와. 아까 내 앞에서 사라진 애가 얘 아니야? 대복. 죽었다. 야, 혈액 샘플 채취해야지. 이 샘플 채취 안 해도 되나? 그냥 가는 거야? 먹었나? 약은 다 찾았고요. 또 여기서 뭔가 찾을 거. 작업대가 있네? 여기 내 은신처 만들 수 있나? 피로 치료제를 만들 수 있다. 피로 치료제. 이걸 만들 수 있다는 거냐 만들라는 거겠지? 안 만들어도 되나? 이제 여기 의사 중에 그 피로 떠있는 애들한테 약 갖다 주면 될 것 같고. 일단 맵을 누르고 핑 찍힌 거 다 없애버려. 이 지도가 어떻게 해야 이동이 되는 거야? 휠을 아닌데? 없어졌다. 어머, 얘네 왜 또 있는 거죠? 어디 5레벨 따위가 까불어. 마지막은 흡혈이여. 이 자식아, 딱대. 나 얘네 많으면 너무 좋지. 경험치 계속 생기는 거 아니야? 저 가드 때문에 한번 살짝 빠져. 한 대 치고 빠지고 빠져 치고. 지금 엄매? 아우 야스. 스태미나 없다. 개좋아. 일로 왕. 그때 이거 나가면 되나 이제? 나갈 때 로딩 걸리는 게 아쉽다. 폴아웃 느낌의 게임이잖아 이러면. 바로 옆에 이런 괴물들이 있는데 괜찮아? 별 문제 없이 살고 있네? 얘네가 또 이쪽을 습격을 하진 않나봐. 보자. 얘가 그 의사 아니야?
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
개인적인 질문입니다. 아, 힌트가 있어야 돼? 런던에서의 삶은 어떤가요?
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity.
꽤 낙관적이신 것 같군요.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
제 도움이 필요하신가요? 물 떠와야겠는데? 목이 나갔다.
Yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation?
I see. Well, give me the...
그랬을. 아직 뭐
Please, could you tell
힌트가
me?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed.
없나봐.
I run my own experiments.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect.
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you
You're not the first one to warn me. But I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against...
What made you choose?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
I'll
힘든
give you some
연구.
advice, but
근데 나 얘네 피 안 빨 건데.
nothing
굳이
beats
얘네
practical experience.
이야기를 알아야 돼?
Which can
Of course, sir. And don't worry.
그냥 다 넘겨버려. 생각해보니까 겁나 귀찮잖아. 수혈
tell me
기술에 대해.
more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
피딕 씨에겐 어떤 사연이 있죠?
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
중립을 하셔야
This
됩니다.
personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood.
대충 이야기는 다 들은 것 같고 나중에 또 질문 하나 찾아서 오면은 또 열릴 것 같고. 근데 여기 있는 사람들은 내가 뭐 어떻게 못 아나? 안 보이네. 저 안쪽에 있다. 이보시오. 아 여기네.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
선생이 급했대. 질병은 시민의 혈액 샘플을 떨어뜨립니다. 올바른 약을 사용해 그들을 치료하세요. 도로시 뒤에 있는 병실 환자들에게 말을 걸어 그들의 건강 상태를 확인해 보아라. 다 고칠 수 있어 여기? 아 이런 데만 되네?
Good evening, sir.
I don't know if a third opinion is needed.
I see.
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me blood.
팔을 제대로 고쳐줘라.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt
얘 때문에
myself.
아내가 죽었대.
What an arse.
팔은 자발적으로 다친
You
건가?
can't hold yourself responsible for your...
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My...
당신 때문에 아내가 죽은
How
건가요?
could your job be...
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb
아
raid.
공습에 휘말렸대. 이러면 본인 잘못이 아니잖아.
Tell me more about the...
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the
왕립
front.
비행단을 만들고
The
있었다.
Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction
공항을
site, but they
만들고
missed their
있으면
target.
당연히 1순위 되는 거 아니야?
My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
공습으로 많은 사람들이
I'm
죽었습니다.
sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in...
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids.
아이들은
How are your
괜찮습니까?
children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this,
그날 아내가 아이까지 데리고 왔으면 진짜 그냥 큰일 났을 거 아니야.
Are you sat...
여기서부터는 그냥 다 넘기죠.
Tell me about...
what I
그리고 뒤로 가서 개인적인 질문 또 늘어났나 보고 안 늘어났으면
Goodbye for now,
기다렸다가
Mr.
V를 누르고 자세히 보기 하면 하나만 더 열면은 혈액 샘플 한 1000까지는 오르지 않을까? 200에서 1000, 100에서 1200까지 될 것 같은데? 마지막 하나만 더 따면 돼. 그러면 피를 빨 수가 있어. 피해 유혹, 시민의 피를 대량의 경험치 부스트를 제공한다는 거 잊지 마십시오. 당신의 체면 레벨과 같거나 아래인 시민을 찾아 현명히 선택을 해라. 최면이 지금 4단계가
Good evening, sir.
내가
I'm
최면 몇
Dr.
단계야?
Reed. I
내
believe we're going to be
레벨을 봐야
colleagues.
되나?
Reed? Yes, I've been in.
Does my arrival in...
여기 그냥 다 제껴버려.
I d-
I don't.
and the
I.
knowledge.
It isn't.
We can... If I'm...
일일이 보는 게 너무 귀찮았어. 제껴버려.
Can I...
뭐 있다.
Tell me, Waverley, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's...
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you...
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
왜 이 수술을 집도하길 원하는
Why
겁니까?
do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an
그
unproven
입증이 안 된
procedure.
수술법으로 수술하는 걸 반대를 하는 거네?
If you are going to lead this surgery,
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reed.
경쟁심에 눈이 먼 건
and are you
아닙니까?
not afraid?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that.
간다.
Thank you for your...
나 그 누구 찾아야 되는데? 누구 찾으라고 했는데? 찾아가지고 신문하라고 했는데 이거 어디 있는 거니?
Please, Jonathan, come in.
Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions of...
말이라도 꼭 이게
There
살아있는
is an absurd
모순입니다.
poetry to my situation. Physician,
선물입니다가 뭔가 있네.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
사과하실 필요는 없어요.
there is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered...
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan.
새로운 기술을
all your
사용해
newfound
볼
skills.
일이
Please,
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has...
a spokesman or politician is what you need.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would...
And you would like me to...
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit.
accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady...
그 부인이 무슨 편지를 받았대요? 스토킹 관련 그런 건가? 저 밑에 사람 대가리 모양 뭐야 이거? 아 저희 신문하는 건가? 밑에 있는 건가 그러면은? 아래쪽인 것 같은데? 밖에 있다. 아까 여기 2층에 있을 때 10몇 미터였으면 저기다. 너지? 이 자식이.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses.
He was also very confident about your future.
얘가 만약에 잘못을 저질렀다면 너는 데려와서 먹는다. 개인적인 질문. 당신 의료 과실에 관해 말해.
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died
내 실수
because of
때문에
my
죽었지.
mistake. That's the blunt
그게 진실일 뿐. 어떤
Who was this
사람이었습니까?
patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no
아무도
time
시체를
to
찾으러
talk
오지
with
않아.
him. No one claimed the body.
실수의
What
원인은
was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error.
이중 오류?
My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
그러니까 진단서를 누가 잘못 끄는 거네?
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
그러니까 누군가 종이를 잘못 갖다 준 게 어떻게 보면 이걸 만들었네.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London.
It's more...
Don't be... What's up?
일단 다 잘게 여기는.
Don't...
괜찮은 사람들 됐고. 새로운 힌트 나왔네? 아닌가?
Have you heard of any
I have no time for such triviality.
다른 건
Goodbye,
됐다.
Dr. Tippett.
저 박사 기다려 보소. 코코란의 귀네스 브라나간의 간호사로서 자격이 충분하다고 확신한다. 코코란의 의료과실은 코너 씨의 목숨을 앗아갔다. 어떡하냐. 여기 한번 봐볼까? 이쪽까지 보고 그 다음에 결정을 해도 늦는 건 아닌 것 같은데 일단 기다려. 자네는 내 일타겟이야. 여기 있구만. 피가 필요해. 뭐야? 갑자기 로딩이 걸린다고? 뭐 자동 저장 그런 건가? 왜 이래?
Good evening.
아 깜짝이야.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
개인적인 질문. 저쪽 그 코코 머시기 있다.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a
여기
patient's
클릭이
death.
안 되네.
If I had not
스킵이 안
covered up
된다.
his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett's in our situation?
더 큰 위험을 감수하셨군요. 당신은 그럴 권리가 없습니다.
To clear Dr. Tippett's name must be the decision of Dr. Swansea. You can't take matters into your own hands.
I respect Dr. Swansea's authority and management, but he's no idea what happens here on a daily basis. I did what I had to do.
너는 네가 할 일을 했다. 여기랑 그러면 공범이라 봐도 되겠네. 둘 다 싸먹을까?
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
어떡하지? 얘네 와 3750인데? 아 좀만 더 키워볼까? 얘네 둘이 와우.
I've decided that I won't reveal Dr. Tippett's, shall we say, misdemeanor.
I'm so glad you share my point of view. Dr. Tippett is a brilliant practitioner.
이거 이렇게 말해도
You must
나중에 피 없앨 수 있을
definitely
거
need his
아니야.
know-how.
I hope you're
똑같이
right.
하면 되겠지 뭐.
This is a huge risk we're taking.
Dr. Tippett must regain his confidence. Please, keep this decision.
아니지
You and
만약에
me.
나중에 또 실수를 하면 그때 먹어도 늦지 않아. 100원을 받았는데요?
Goodbye, nurse.
어
Call
고맙고요.
me if you need assistance.
돈을 주는데? 이러면 또 얘기가 달라지지. 나는 돈에 움직이는 용병. 나를 찾았는가?
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
여기 뱀파이어들은 감염 안 되지 않을까?
Good evening, Doctor.
애초에
It's
얘네들은
a pleasure to
거의
see you again.
무적이니까.
You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment.
You're a the lady who saved me that night. Before...
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury.
애쉬버리 부인.
In spite of the brevity of our encounter.
절 갖고 노셨군요. 스완지는 뱀파이어를 좋아하나 보죠? 반갑군요.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very
저
happy.
아저씨 잘하니까 아직도 안 자고 있네 저거.
The pleasure is mine.
몰래 듣고 있는 거 봐.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first.
당신을 돕기 위해 온 겁니다. 이거 안 될 것 같은데?
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past
되나?
insufferable weeks,
되네?
I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy.
착취를 당했다.
I must refuse his most recent demands.
계속하시죠.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
내가 처리하죠.
I'll take care of it.
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip.
수다쟁이 해리엇.
Not a pin drops here
해리엇
without her hearing
존슨.
about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your.
존슨을 만나서 이야기를 해보래요. 30m? 얘 퀘스트 거리가 다 그렇게 막 멀리 떨어져 있진 않네? 저 병원 아니야? 아 병원 안에 있네? 밖에 있는 줄 알았는데 병원 아니었구나. 뭐야 못 넘어가? 어우 실망인데. 자네 그 술을 그렇게 먹으면 쓰나? 아저씨 약 줄까요? 좀 피곤해 보이네.
Good evening.
Dr.
And why?
People who don't.
질병 이를 눌러 건강 상태를 확인.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
아 그 칼찔리는 아니야?
Sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
내가 살리네. 자
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
그래서 고쳐진겨? 너무 약한데? 이게 절반인데 500이면 얘 1000도 안 가는 거 아니야? 쓰레기잖아. 꺼져.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
나는 저 그 병원 간호사 누나 그 누나가 좋아. 3000이야 무려.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
질문이 있습니다.
Dr. Swansea is quite busy, and I need you to help me get acclimated. I have many questions.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here.
입원한 지 오래돼가지고 좋겠다.
I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones. Indeed. I've been meaning to
여기가
have a chat.
수다쟁이네 그러면?
You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
의료 과실에 관한 것이 아닙니다. 당신이 그 협박범입니까?
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches, greedy little